Welcome to Share Speech.
You asked me what are the first few words in the first book of Moses.
Yeah.
All right. Should we do this again?
Sure. If you want to go out there. Yeah.
Yeah. So
right, because I think this is one that most people know. Right. We're talking Genesis 1:1.
Genesis 1:1. I have read it growing up Christian and Catholic. In the beginning, God created the heavens and earth, or something like that.
Yeah,
right?
that's the standard, right? That's what you're going to get in most places.
Yes. So how is this different? How is this not?
Well, so the original Hebrew says Bereshit bara Elohim et hashamayim ve'et haaretz, and and I love this because we're going to get tripped up on the first letter.
Literally,
right?
Yeah.
So Bereshit, it's the vowel under that first letter, the bet, is a shva. So it doesn't really it's b as opposed to b, right? If it was the sound is the. So if it was b, it would be in the, but it's b. So it's just in beginning, which is kind of nonsense. In beginning what, right? And which is what sort of gets us to this important idea that all translation is commentary. Right? That for some words, things translate really, really well, right? Like a stone is a stone, right? A rock is a rock. You can quantify that in a really easy way. But for a lot of words, especially within a language as old as biblical Hebrew, and because it has such a different worldview and understanding, a lot of the words and phrases don't have a literal translation. And as a result, when we translate that, when we try to put it into English, we have two options. We can go with literal, and we can make it very literal, and it will be wooden as all get out, and it won't make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Or we can try to play with the words like poetry, and we might not be so literal, but we'll get to the idea of what's going on. And so we say with, in the beginning it's not right. That's not what it says. But then we have this unenviable task of going, well, how do we make in beginning I good? I don't really. So
it's not good English.
Right, because it's Hebrew.
Exactly. Yeah.
So there's and there are a number of different translations of the Bible. And in all sorts of different languages. And in many cases, when people set out to create translations, it was met with all sorts of fierce resistance, riots and death threats and things. It's serious business because this is, if we believe that this is the Word of God, and who are we to try and tell someone what that means? But because because we're not all fluent, none of us are fluent in biblical Hebrew, we need some way to mediate that. So this is the Jewish Publication Society. So their translation is when God began to create heaven and earth, which is still it works, it flows.
It gets to the idea of creation starting maybe our universe, or what we can recognize as our reality.
Right. It's sort of, and the reality is this is where our story picks up, right? When God begins to create heaven and earth. I think what's really lovely about this particular translation, and I don't know that this is the best one or the most accurate, but it's one is that it allows for the idea that God is eternal. Because we believe that the idea that everything started on day one, including God, is not consistent with our theology.
Interesting.
But when you say in the beginning, well, it's like God suddenly appears, and first thing God says, I should make some planets and people and stuff. That's not really consistent with how we've seen it. So that's our right. That's one translation, but